Lesson 2, we are going to take the diffusion and osmosis and we're looking at the impact on cells. So, on vertebrate animal cells, in a hypertonic environment, animal cells will experience crenation and will undergo shrinkage. Okay, so hypertonic means that there's more of the solute outside of the cell, which then means the water from the cell is going to move out, just like we have here. And you can see that these cells are shrunk compared to the isotonic ones. In a hypotonic environment, an animal cell will eventually burst, experiencing cytolysis. Remember how we talked about lyse meaning cut or break, and cyto is referring to the cell. So the cell is going to burst like this image right here. And notice these cells are more plump. So because these are in a hypotonic solution, there's more solute in the cell, and they want to stay balanced, so then the water is going to move into the cell, which is then going to make the cells burst. Isotonic, the concentration is the same on the inside and out, so the water is just going to move freely in and out and stay at equilibrium. With plant cells are a little bit different because we have the cell wall. The cell wall keeps the structure regardless of what happens with the water moving in and out, but the cell membrane and the rest of the cell end up either shrinking or getting larger. But we won't see the bursting, we won't see quite the same effects as we do with animal cells. So you can think about how differences in if you were to drink ocean water, how that would affect us versus plants. Our cells could burst or shrink really bad versus plant cells would not. Okay, so with plant cells, turgor pressure is the pressure exerted on the cell wall. So this happens when the plant cells are in a hypotonic environment. They can get turgid or swollen. So they're going to swell out, but they will not burst because that cell wall is keeping the structure and it's going to keep it from bursting. So we can see the cell just looks much larger. In a hypertonic environment, a cell will experience plasmolysis and the plant cell will lose turgor pressure, which then causes it to wilt. So when we have those drought times, that explains why we get the wilting, but the plant itself is still there. It's just the fact that it's not going to be the same color as normal.